Chelsea missed out on the opportunity to go top of the table. They lost 1-0 at Goodison Park against Everton. Sigurdsson penalty, the difference between the two sides. What happened to Chelsea today, Craig?
Well, I think Everton did a great job at, one, defending and two, making it a scrappy game and then hitting on the counter-attack. And I didn't think Chelsea were very good. They had lots and lots and lots of possession. Probably their best outlet for most of the game, particularly in the first half, was Reece James. Once again, I think, the goals have dried up a little bit for Timo Werner. There was no space for him to run into. Havertz, he's a young man, but, he's still yet to show the Havertz that we knew and we saw at Leverkusen. And, it was left to N'Golo Kante at times to try and drive this team forward. And that's a big thing to ask. So, and the two centre-halves really getting a battle with Olivier Giroud, and he never got any freedom. Two big strapping centre-halves for Everton who wanted to have a fight. And, Chelsea just couldn't find a way. There was a couple of moments where they hit the post a couple of times, or Pickford made a great save in the first half, and there was the Mason Mount free kick in the second half. But I got the feeling, Chelsea could still be playing now and we'd still be talking about a 0 scoreline for them. So, yeah, could have went top, rested players in midweek as well for this game, but Frank Lampard just did not get the performance that he wanted.
Where was the spark today, Frank?
I think Chelsea did well in the middle of the park in terms of possession of the ball, but they were bad defensively, and we saw that penalty that Mendy conceded. But I think I will put Thiago Silva guilty for the penalty as well, because he didn't attack the ball. Then he was hesitating. He thought that Mendy will go out, which he did, but too late. And of course, offensively, in the last pass or the one before the last, they weren't very accurate. I was very, in a way, upset with the way Chelsea played, because it reminded me the way we were playing with Chelsea at the time I was playing for Chelsea, where we didn't know the fighting spirit. And they faced today a fantastic Everton fighting spirit, like from yesterday, where they knew they are maybe technically they weren't as good as Chelsea, but they had the fighting spirit, they had the tactic from an Italian expert, and they did everything they had to do to avoid any kind of problems. Of course, Chelsea hit the bar and the post twice, but at the end of the day, like Craig said, I think they don't deserve to win, Chelsea, and they could have played 2 hours without scoring a goal. Everton did everything to avoid a problem with Chelsea, and they did very, very well. So hard up for them, because you have to say that. It's not only Chelsea who played badly, I would say, overall, it's also Everton who did everything to make sure that Chelsea wouldn't have a good game.
And Craig, this is an Everton side, let's not forget, who only won 1 in 7 coming into this clash. As a supporter of Everton, I'd be so frustrated to see this sort of effort from the players and this sort of result. It's kind of like, here's what you could have won.
Yeah, he's been changing the shape at the back. I think he's played with a back three quite a few times recently, and he went back to the two centre-halves and Holgate at right back. He's got no Digne at left back, so young Godfrey that played there. He's very, very quick and did a good job. But yeah, I mean, as Frank said, look, they knew they're not going to outpossess this Chelsea side, so they didn't. For the most part, they denied the space to run in behind. They got Decore and Allen back in, who grafted. They had Sigurdsson in there, tried to go on the counter-attack. We know how quick Calvert-Lewin is and how good he is in the air, so they could always hit that ball over the top, which they did on a couple of occasions. Chelsea got away with it second half with the penalty, the second penalty that was just offside. But it just, yeah, I mean, they couldn't call on, and it was clear today, no Ziyech, couldn't call on Pulisic, couldn't call on Hudson-Odoi. So when he wanted to make those changes, and that was the reason Havertz played further forward on that right-hand side in the wide position, a position we've seen him play before, Dan, at Chelsea, but not be very successful at it. But yet his options were limited. It was only a couple of weeks ago, I don't think he had one injured player, and when he had to go to the bench and look for somebody that could change the game, he didn't really have it. So, yeah, Everton deserved it. Stuck at their task, big and strong, very well organised, and they got a tune today where Chelsea didn't.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.